I should let him in my house, in my building, even though it's a shared.
Hey there.
Hey, how are you? I'm right in the middle of something right now.
See all the wonderful signs
Here, do you get one of these?
Muslim for Peace Coalition. Malik is also part of
How did you get one of these?
Foundation. So give a special listen. This is really one of the main organizers of today's rally.
How are you doing?
Extra or something, so they don't work in my building.
Okay.
But in his eyes, it's automatic, unquestioned thing that I should be letting him into the building.
Here, check this out.
People in the back.
And it was interesting.
Down, please. Thank you so much. Wow, there's a huge crowd out there.
Here you
Thank
go.
you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Give a hand of applause
Excuse me?
to all of those who came here.
Excuse me. Here you go.
War is sucking this country inside out. We're against war at home, we're against war abroad. Are you with me?
Yes.
Now this struggle is not going to be a struggle for this afternoon. This is a first step. Are you with me? We are just beginning. Are you with
Excuse
me?
me?
Now,
Excuse me?
to go a long way, it will take your time. Are you going to give some time to the movement? Raise your hands.
Woo!
All right, all right. Now, it will not only take your time, but it will take
Excuse
some
me?
money.
Thank you.
Are you with me? Are you with me? Show me some money, brothers and sisters. Show me some money. Okay. Raise this if you have. Okay, there are 30, 40 of these. This gonna go around. And if you can give $1, thank you so much. If you can do more, even better. Are you with me? All right. Now, we have buckets out there. If you cannot find a bucket, there are people with white band. Show your white band like that. You can give it to them, or you can pass on to the speaker side. You see,
Excuse me?
to organize, it takes some money. You get this truck, you make these banners, you print flyers, all of that take money. This is a struggle we're gonna win. Last time a person stood up in 2008 saying that I am gonna stop war. I spoke against the war. Do you know that guy? He took us for the ride. This time come election, we are gonna take them for the ride. Are you with me? It's gonna take some money, $1 each. If you can give $5, thank you so much. Are you with me? All right, brothers and sisters, while you're giving generously to UNAC, we have a special guest at our rally today, Omar Barghouti. He just got off the plane from Palestine, from occupied Palestine. Omar Barghouti is a human rights activist involved in the civil struggle to end oppression and conflict in Palestine. He is a founding member of the Palestinian Campaign for the Academic and Cultural Boycott of Israel. And his new book, Boycott, Divestment, Sanctions, The Global Struggle for Palestinians' Rights, has just been released. Give it up for our special guest from Palestine, Omar Barghouti.
Thank you very much. I thank UNAC for inviting me and for connecting so many domestic and international struggles, connecting the dots so that we can see the fuller picture. The question of Palestine is not a distant issue in this country. Those last few days, Palestinians in the besieged and occupied Gaza Strip have lost their lives. Many have been maimed. They were bombed by U.S. weapons,
Can you give
U.S.
this to the speaker?
airplanes. It's your tax money that's doing the killing, the maiming, and the dispossession in our country. Our oppression has, made in the USA, written all over it. When we ask you to end all U.S. aid to Israel, we're not asking you to do something heroic. It is not heroic to end complicity in crime. It is decency, basic human decency, and a moral obligation to end your partnership in crime.
Hi.
So we're called, but in order
Can you
to
give this
push
to the
government
speaker?
and Congress to end all aid to Israel.
The speaker right now
to
in
build
the
a movement
grayish
from the
green
grassroots
jacket.
up,
Right
like
now.
we did during the South Africa anti-apartheid struggle,
That's a very good
which
sight.
I was proud to be part of. We've got to boycott, divest, and sanction Israel. Israeli companies, U.S. companies, international companies that are doing business with Israel and profiting from our oppression.
See if they'll pass it to
All right.
It is long overdue to start a citizens' campaign to boycott Israel. There are many groups involved in this country in just that. Adala, New York, Jewish Voice for Peace, International Jewish Anti-Zionist Network, many Muslim groups, and most importantly, tens of wonderful, inspiring campaigns on U.S. campuses that are divesting from Israel. I'll end with a wish. I wish you Egypt, so you can decolonize your minds. For only then can you envision real liberty, justice, equality, and dignity. I wish you Egypt, so you can tear apart the sheet with a multiple choice question, what do you want? For all the answers you are given are dead wrong. Your only choice there seems to be between evil and a lesser one. I wish you Egypt, so you can, like the Tunisians, the Egyptians, and certainly the Palestinians, say no, we do not want to select the least wrong answer. We want another choice altogether that's not on your damned list. Given the choice between slavery and death, we unequivocally opt for freedom and dignified life. No slavery and no death. I wish you Egypt, so you can collectively rebuild your societies, to reset the rules so as to serve the people, not savage capital and its banking arm, to end racism and discrimination, to be in harmony with the environment, to cut wars and war crimes, not jobs, benefits, and public services, to invest in education and healthcare, not in weapons, to overthrow the repressive, tyrannical rule of multinationals, and to get the hell out of Afghanistan, Iraq, and everywhere else where under the guise of spreading democracy, your self-righteous crusades have spread death, social and cultural disintegration, poverty, and hopelessness. Our oppression and yours are deeply interrelated and intertwined. It's not a zero-sum game. After Egypt, it is our time. It is time for Palestinian freedom and justice. It is time for all the working people of the world, particularly the most exploited and downtrodden, to reassert our common humanity and reclaim control over our common destiny. I wish you Egypt. Thank you.
I want to describe a little bit more of the day because soon we're going to march. We're going to march down Broadway. We're going to march to Foley Square, to the Federal Building, and the courts and the jails. It's an important march, and we're going to be forming up very soon. There will be a second rally at Foley Square. So everybody stay tuned. We're going to soon be gathering the signs and the banners. The next speaker is Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes, a long-time anti-racist community activist, a leader of Bail Out the People, against the banks who get it all and the people who get none, and a leader of Workers' World. Larry Holmes.
Sisters and brothers, I only have a few seconds, so I wore my Che Guevara shirt. It comes from Cuba, not from the Gap, because I thought that was a way of telling you what my program is. It's your program too. I have a concern I want to take up with some of you. We all know that the war against Libya is about oil, right? About imperialism and colonialism. Well, when it started a few weeks ago and we called the demonstrations, some of y'all didn't make it. So what I'm asking is, the next time there's a demonstration against the war in Libya, not all the wars like this one, are you going to make it? You sure? Okay. You know, one thing that caught my attention about this discussion about shutting down the government is that, you know, Homeland Security was not threatening those politicians who said they were going to shut down the government. That sounds pretty radical. I didn't see any of them being subpoenaed by grand juries to ask them whether they were a terrorist. I mean, shutting down the government, that sounds like sedition to me. So we should learn something. Maybe in order to get somebody's attention to stop these endless wars, we need to shut down something. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Next up, Zora Ahmed, here to speak on behalf of the Pakistan Solidarity Network, a group that helped to raise flood relief funds for Pakistan and to mount opposition to U.S. military intervention in Pakistan. Zora Ahmed.
She was a political prisoner.
Good afternoon.
They were driving a car, she and...
There's so many examples of the U.S.'s intervention in Pakistan. They supported military dictators in 58, 77, and again in 1999. But today, the most egregious instance of U.S. intervention are the CIA drone attacks. Let's just be clear, we don't drop a bomb in L.A. to get one person who may or may not be a militant. But this goes on every week in Pakistan, and as many as 2 attacks on any given day. We need to end this war on the Pakistani people, and we need to end this war of terror. Thank you.
The United States government was put a $2 million bounty on her head. They wanted people to kill her.
Next, we're going to hear from Glenn Ford, who's had a long career as a radio host and commentator. In 1977, Glenn Ford co-launched and produced and hosted America's Black Forum, the first nationally syndicated black news interview program.
But he's right about this issue.
Today, he's the executive director of Black Agenda Report and an organizer with Black is Back Anti-War Coalition. Glenn Ford.
Glenn Ford.